Greetings, everyone. How y'all doing today? So, yep, Chard here. Heading down the road to go see my sweet 16 daughter. Turning 16. Wow. I tell you what, time flies when you got kids. I wouldn't say having fun. When you have kids, the time flies. They grow up so fast. 1 minute they 16 minutes old, 16 days, 16 months, and then 16 years. Just like that. At the blink of an eye. They just sprung up. That's what happens. It just happens. And it's gonna happen whether you like it or not. Gotta grab some hold of that precious moment. Grab some hold of that. Grab some hold of those precious moments. They're gonna just bloop, zap by. But I try to be a good dad to her. Despite that I'm not there 24/7. I still try to do my part. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job. Not trying to brag. But I do my best. She is partially my responsibility. So she should get my support. No hesitation. And she's a bright little girl too. Bright. Or should I say bright teenager. Can't say little girl anymore. You know, when they get older, they get too big for their britches. I know how that is. I've been there, done that. You get older, and then you think you know it all. Mr. and Mrs. Know It All. Then you realize, not so fast. You still learning. I tell you what, if I was in that same position again, I wouldn't be rushing. Because when you get out in this real world, man, it's different. You gotta learn how to survive. You know, you don't want to be put out on the streets. You gotta get you a job so you can pay them bills. You don't want to be living in the dark, so you're gonna pay your bills so the power don't get cut off. Same thing with your water. And these days, nobody wants to live without phone and cable and all the other stuff. Talking about going back to the dark ages. Ain't nobody trying to live that kind of lifestyle. I know I don't. Then you want to have that comfort level. You know what I mean? You don't want to have to worry about, man, I can't eat today. Or I can't do this today. You still want to take vacations and you still want to enjoy yourself. Wear nice clothes. Decent shoes. You know, stuff like that. But when you're young, you keep saying that, man, I can't wait to grow up so I can do whatever I want to and blah, blah, blah. I don't have to go to bed when my parents tell me to. I get it. I had that attitude too. But I also had an ambitious attitude that I'm gonna get out and take care of myself. I gotta get away from the parents. Parents I had were something else. But it's all good. I just know I had to gain my independence and still survive. And that's exactly what I did. One thing I know for sure, I'm like, okay, I ain't trying to be on those streets. Not trying to be homeless. And I learned a lot of things along the way. I learned how to survive. One thing you gotta do is understand money. Even if you don't get rich, turn a millionaire or a billionaire, you have to understand money within your own means. Because You need it. You need it, man. Everybody need it. It's one thing you definitely need to survive is money. Other than that, like I said, you're gonna end up on the streets. But it's not hard. I mean, there's nothing hard about it. It's not like you have to go to school for it or something like that. You just gotta understand you have responsibilities, and then you have to pretty much, in a way, live like you're poor, even if you got it. So you got $10,000 in the bank. You still want to act like you only have $100 in the bank, if you know what I mean. Because if you think about, I got 10,000 in the bank, and everything you see, you're gonna buy. Before long, that 10,000 gonna end up being $10, and you don't want that to happen to you. Because now you're gonna be living paycheck to paycheck and trying to borrow from friends and family, and they gonna get tired of you. Ah, here he comes again. What do you want now? Even if you don't want anything, that's what they think. What he wants now, because you've been constantly coming to them borrowing stuff. I want my independence. If I want to go on vacation, hey, I want to be able to choose that. I say, you know what? I want to go on a cruise. Boom, book it, I'm out. Hey, I want to go to Mexico. Book it, and I'm out. That's the kind of lifestyle I want to live. I don't have to be rich. I just want to live comfortable. I don't want to be worrying about where the next meal coming from, how I'm going to pay for my vehicle, how I'm going to pay my bills. No. And how I'm going to take care of my daughter. I made sure of that. I laid out the plan when I was much younger. My 20s, I'm like, it's not happening to me. But I waited to the point that I was able to take care of myself, because that's the thing. Most people don't get to the point where they can take care of themselves before they start having kids and trying to buy fancy car and all that stuff. See, I drive buckets too. I drove cars that were breaking down on me, but it's, I did what I had to do. I drove in public transportation. I didn't mind, because when the train come and everybody be trying to pack it in. They don't want to miss this train. You gotta wait a while for the next train to come in. They're like, nah, man, you need to squeeze in there. It's all good. This is strictly business, man. Ain't nothing personal about this. So I did all that. I've made some mistakes. Run up credit card, couldn't pay them off. Foreclosures. Collections. All of that in my 20s, and then I just learned. Because that was my early 20s, but by my late 20s, I'm like, straight and narrow here. Straight and narrow. I don't want to be in this position anymore. All the way down to where sleeping in cars and stuff like that. Ain't going back there. So at my age now, I'm good. Like I said, I'm not rich. I ain't no millionaire. Ain't got no 7 figures sitting in a bank account. But it's all good. It's all about getting to that comfort level. Because you can have millions and millions of dollars in the world, you end up not know what to do with it because you have owned so many things. I mean, how many cars can you own? How many jewelry can you own? How much of that stuff can you own before you say, okay, this is too much? But traveling, that's one thing you can't take away, man. Exploring this grand planet that we on. It's a sight to behold. And that's what I don't mind doing, is traveling. But definitely having that comfort level, able to sleep at night and not going to bed worrying and panicking that, man, I can't make it. I don't know how I'm gonna make it. But you can prevent yourself from getting to that status. It's easily preventable. The only reason why you're in the position of struggling or living paycheck to paycheck or anything like that is because you and only you have put yourself in that position. Nobody else has anything to do with it. It's you. You're in control of your own destiny. So if you're in control of your own destiny, then who put you in that position? You. You probably made some bad decision, didn't budget your money right, you just made some bad decision. And that's what got you in that position you're in of living paycheck to paycheck and struggling all the time. Because there's so many things you can do to have that extra income. Even if you can't work a second job because of obligations, there's many things you can do online. Plenty of stuff. Plenty of online stuff you can start up. Because the world has made it easier. The internet has made it a whole lot easier. And I'm talking about legit stuff. I'm not talking about stuff where it's illegal. I ain't talking about that kind of stuff. I'm talking about legit stuff that you can do online. And most people got talents that they don't use, that they can use to make extra cash. Sometimes the job that you work in provide that skill. It does. You already got the skill. Like, if you're a bookkeeper at your job, you can do bookkeeping on the side. If you know how to do accounting and stuff like that, there's plenty of things you can do accounting wise on the side. Like me, I'm an IT guy. You know how many side jobs I've done as far as an IT guy? Plenty. Somebody always needs something fixed. What you need? And then I'll reap in the cash. What you need? More cash. And I got this YouTube thing going on, which is easy. You get a camera, and even if you don't want to buy any fancy camera, you can use your camera phone. You already got a camera. It's built into your phone. Microphone and everything. If you want a decent mic, just use the mic that you plug into your thing, or one of those Bluetooth mic if you want better sound. That's all you need. Like I say, you already got all the tools for the trade. It's all there. It's lack of ambition, lack of drive that prevent people from doing what they need to do. They don't have the drive. And most of them complain. Well, I'm only making $5 an hour. Okay. But you choose to do that. Well, I'm only making $10 an hour. Okay. Who made that choice? Was it forced upon you? Somebody put a gun to your head? Did somebody actually put a gun to your head and say, you can only work this $10 an hour job? Your choice. But you also have the choice to make yourself better. Some people probably had the opportunity to go to college, and their parents probably told them, hey, if you go to college, I'll pay for it. Then they said, nah, I don't want to go to college. I want to go do this instead. Okay. But then that opportunity pass, and then you get later in life and you realize, man, I should have did that instead. But now the opportunity just passed. Nobody's gonna go back. Parents already moved on. They done took that money and buy an RV. They doing cross country. That's what they doing. They ain't got time for you now. That opportunity already passed. But one thing you should not give up is opportunities that come your way. Because even if you don't really use it, at least it's there if you need it. Think about it. Now, when the military offered me to go back to school and get a degree, I said, sure. I went in. I wanted to be a software developer. Now, I'm not using that software developer at my current state now because, I changed my mind on a few things. But you know what? You can't take away that degree from me. So I have it on paper. It's accredited that I have a degree as a software developer. I'd have to brush up my skills because it's been some years now before I even had an opportunity to even use that skill. But at least I have that skill. And that you can't take away. And I have proof to show it. There's paper to show it. Accredited paper to show that I actually have a degree in software development. And then they gave me another opportunity to go back to school one more time. And I said, sure. So I got another degree, this time web development and design. Now I already know how to develop websites. I already know how to design them. But with the paper, that bachelor degree, accredited paper that says, hey, this guy is a web developer and designer, can't take that away. Can't take that away. But that goes for a lot of people that went to college. A lot of times they don't end up in the career field that they went to college for. They're doing something else. But it's the fact that the employers see that, oh, he went to college or she went to college. But you can always bounce back. You always can bounce back. But if you don't have it in the first place, there's nothing to bounce back to. Think about that. So you got to think about that. Don't miss opportunities. And it doesn't matter what it is. You might take a job and it might not be the job that you want, but it's a job and it's paying. But there might be an opportunity within that organization to move up the ladder and get a different position. Or even being the operational manager where you run into place. I've had plenty of that happen to me too. I went in for one position. Next thing you know, hey, you want to be a manager? Sure. I mean, I already know how the job works because I'm doing it myself. All I need to do is manage other people and make sure they're doing the job that needs to get done. Simple. I mean, how easy is that? As long as you have the mindset to be business-like and know that, hey, the job comes first. And anything that you tell the people under you is strictly business and not personal. This is for the good of the company and not my personal gain. As long as they understand that. And as long as you can be assertive to a certain degree. Because you have to learn to tell people, look, blah, 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 blah. You have to learn to know that, hey, if you have to fire somebody and you know it's hard because if that was you and you don't have means for a paycheck after that, then it's strictly business. Because the higher ups, the one that's above you, is going to do the same to you. They're not looking at, oh, you didn't prepare yourself to be fired. They're not looking at it as that's their problem. They're looking at it as your problem. Because ain't no job is guaranteed. No job is guaranteed. So you got to prepare yourself for getting fired too. That's another thing you want to think about. If you should be let go tomorrow from the job you're working right now, are you good? Are you good? Are you going to be in deep water? They talk about emergency fund all the time. It's a real deal. You need to have emergency fund. I learned that a long time ago, and I understood what it meant. And I said, okay, emergency fund is a must-have. If you got car insurance, you got life insurance, you got house insurance, renter's insurance, emergency fund is your insurance. Might as well you just call it job loss insurance. That's exactly what it is, job loss insurance. It means if you lose your job, you will still have something to fall back on. It's like your car. If your car get wrecked and it's not your fault, that's what the insurance is for. The insurance company is to make sure everything get back to where it was. Get the car fixed or replace the car. Take care of your medical expenses. That's what the insurance is for. So job loss insurance is to make sure that, hey, if I lose my job, just like when I lose my car, I can still survive. I'm good. I'm good for the next 30 days. Well, it should be more than that, to be honest. I'm good for the next 3 months until I find something else. But you should already be in a position where you can get a better job. Always striving to the top. Now, as people get older, they get out of that striving mode, which I understand. Now you're working on your retirement. I only got 5 years left. I don't need to be looking for another job. Some people probably 10 years left before they retire, decide that, okay, I can ride this out. But if you're young, you got to be a go-getter. You go into that job, you soak up as much info as you can, learn about it, and then apply it. Put it in your skill set bag and apply it so you can use it other places. Tag it to your resume so you can use it over and over again. And then when you take those skills somewhere else and then you gain more skills on top of the ones you already did, then you can keep on rising till you get to that point in life where you're getting close to retire and you're good. You got your emergency funds. You're able to take great vacations. I'm talking about, hey, putting in a week's vacation and say, okay, I'm going on a cruise. Peace out.